I would say pick a goal, pick a high goal, go for that, like go for it, like you know what I'm saying, and like a wise man once told me, don't quit.
We back at it, man. Another episode from A to Z. I got a special guest in the building, super guest we gonna call him, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Nah, bro, I gotta introduce you the right way. You know, this ain't no regular degular. I seen this guy take photos for Barack Obama. My dog, Mr. Terrence Tyson. What's up, my brother? How you doing? Man? Yes, sir. Man, you gotta introduce yourself to the people. For the ones who don't know, let them know who you are, bro.
Well, short version, Terrence Tyson. I'm a photographer, you know, raised in Jacksonville, Florida, born in North Carolina. Yeah, I've been taking pictures for a little while, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
My boy modest. That's what's up, man. So, been taking pictures for a little while, but it's more than just taking pictures, man. Like, I admire your work and your hustle, everything that you put in.
Appreciate that, man.
I know, like, you know, photography is a part of your life, but, you know, I want to know a little bit. I didn't even know you was from North Carolina. What part of North Carolina?
I'm from Greenville, North Carolina. It's where East Carolina University is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that's Pitt County, all that stuff like that. Yeah.
So when did you come to Jacksonville?
A little bit longer story.
Take your time. We got nothing but time.
From birth to 9, I lived in Greenville. I moved into Jacksonville for 4th grade. I went to Lone Star Elementary.
Okay.
Moved back at the end of 4th grade. Moved back to Carolina. 5th grade and 5th and 6th grade. Yeah, Carolina.
So moved back.
6th grade, moved back here
to Jacksonville.
Went to Landmark. Beginning of 8th grade, moved back to Carolina.
Dang.
Then the end of my 9th grade year, I moved back here, and I moved back. That's permanent. That's been I've been here ever since.
So what was the back and forth for? Your people in the military or something?
Well, no, my aunt. I have an aunt. She moved. She was the first one in our family to move out of Greenville, and cause she married a Marine and moved here, and they got stationed here for a while. When they got divorced, she stayed and he moved to South Carolina.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's like I would, spend time, between, living with her and my cousin, my first cousin, and back and forth to Carolina. Yeah.
So what was then life like? Like as far as you having friends and being rooted back there and then coming back here, like did you keep the same friends? Did it always change?
Some of them. It's like all my friends from basically like I still got some friends from Landmark. I don't remember anybody from Lone Star. I don't remember nobody.
That was middle school?
Yeah. I mean, Lone Star was elementary.
Yeah, I don't remember nobody
I don't really remember nobody from elementary school, but I still got some friends from Landmark. Still got a few friends from middle school in Carolina, but pretty much everybody I know and have been friends with, yeah, it's been like a high school thing.
So Jacksonville. What high school?
I went to Mandarin High School.
Oh, Mandarin High School. All right. So, what was you like in high school, bro?
What was I?
Did you play sports or anything?
I played sports. I was a wrestler.
You wrestled?
I was a wrestler and I played football.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wrestled 9th and 10th grade, and then I picked up football like senior year.
What
position?
The end
of junior year, senior year.
What position?
Wide receiver.
Okay, he's out there running them routes.
Yeah, didn't get much PT, but it's all good.
Was that something that you just did to do, or did you look like forward to in your future to want to be?
I was a big sports fan, and then I was always active though. I was always active, and it's I just went okay, shoot. It's I want to play football. I just went out there to just play football. Yeah. I didn't really have a whole lot of expectation for scholarships and stuff like that. If that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I didn't have a lot of expectation for that, but I did.
Just something to do.
Yeah, it was something that kept me active. Yeah.
I got you. Were you popular in school?
Sorta. I wasn't exactly the coolest kid, but I was cool with all the cool kids, if that makes sense.
I get you.
I was a low key cool kid.
Yeah. Kind of same for me. Everybody knew me because they knew, because my mom, she come up to the school. She was loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then after a while, everybody know, but then just hang it. Same thing though. But okay, so high school, you cool enough to hang with the cool kids.
Yeah, because I was sort of like, I was kind of like the crazy friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like, I would do the stuff that nobody would do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would like, just like.
What you mean?
Just like, just
tell
wild.
me that. Hold on.
Just wild, silly stuff. Like, you know
like
what I'm saying?
on some, what's the white boys who do just crazy stuff?
Not that type. It's like, but like, not that. But it's like, but on some like, just, you know, like, I dare you to do this or I dare you to do that.
Yeah,
like, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So they said, I dare you to go, what's the movie, The Wood, when he had to go grab the butt?
Something like that, yeah. It's like something like that, yeah.
I dare you to go grab a butt, and then you go grab a butt.
Something like that. I mean, it's like, you know, thank God I ain't get Me Too back then, but it's like, but yeah it's all good.
All right, so you're in high school at that time, playing football, you grabbing butts here and there.
Not all the time, man. Just like once or twice.
Hanging with the cool kids, you know, doing your thing. What were you doing like for work? Did you have any jobs in high school? Did you have any?
I didn't start working until like junior year
of high school.
I worked at Wendy's. That was my first job ever. First paycheck ever was at Wendy's.
At Wendy's.
Wendy's on St. John's Bluff. Yeah, right about St. John's Bluff and Beach Boulevard. Yeah. I think they turned it into like a Middle Eastern restaurant, but now it's like, but yeah,
it wasn't Wendy's.
It was Wendy's, though, yeah.
So that was your first job.
Yeah.
That was what's up. At junior year, what you about? What age?
16.
16?
Yeah.
That's crazy. My mom went and got me a job, bro.
For real?
Yeah, I was 14.
Oh, she wanted you to work like immediately. Like that was like the lowest age you could work.
Listen, she got me a job. I didn't even know I had a job. It was a Friday night. She was like, "Hey, don't stay out too late. You gotta go to work tomorrow." I like, I got no job. She's like, "Hey, dude, I got your job at Winn-Dixie." I was like,
wow.
"What?" I hated her for that, but it panned out right because it put me in a mind state to always want to get my own money. But at the time, I hated her. Like, she was every name in the book but her name. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right, so working at Wendy's, what other job? What else did you do? Like,
other than that, I didn't have a job. Like I worked at Wendy's once, and it's like after that, I didn't have any. No, it was no other job until I got out of school, like fresh out of high school, because I was gonna go to school like right after high school, but for some reason I can't remember. For some reason it didn't pan out. The first
what school?
I was going to. Well, I applied for Florida State, Morehouse, and Cookman.
Oh, okay. Academic?
Or not? Yeah, just applying for college. Yeah, but I don't remember hearing back from Florida State, but Morehouse accepted me and Cookman accepted me. But I ended up going to Cookman, but not the fall semester.
Spring.
I went spring semester.
Yeah.
But during that interim though, it's like literally right after high school, I went and got I got a job. My uncle got me a job at Anheuser-Busch over there on Bush Drive.
Right.
And I was making good money, you know what I'm saying? Like at the time, like fresh out of high school, it's like a lot of people were like, "Shoot,
we do think at that time we think that's good money."
Exactly, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm making some good money.
Right, and it's like, so at the time, it's like everybody's like, "Shoot, why you need to go to college?" I'm like, I don't know, but it's like I was still up and back and forth about it. Then once I started making a little taste of money, then 9/11 happened. It's like it happened like maybe 10 days after I started, and then I say about another 2 weeks. Started cutting all the new people, you know what I'm saying?
And you was one of the new people.
I was one of the new people.
Dang, how'd you take that?
Well, I mean, it's like I didn't like it, but at the same time, it's like I wasn't sad about it.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool, man. So now it's just time to go to college.
So that's when you went to.
That's when I was like, all right, cool. Let me just go ahead and just buckle down and like, make my plans to go to Cookman.
All right. So did you finish school?
I didn't finish school. No.
What's your major?
Journalism, mass communication with a concentration in journalism.
Okay, so about up until what point did you leave?
I left middle, like in the middle of junior year.
What year was this?
This is, it's like 03, going into 04.
It's 03 going to 04, because I came up here 02. Yeah, I didn't start going down there to Cookman till like 05. You probably going by that
I was
time.
gone by then. Yeah, I was back here.
Because I was doing parties at the time.
Yeah.
Like a little entertainment company. Me and my boy would be up and down the road going to do parties at Cookman all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The little spots and all the student union building and all the other stuff.
That was wild times. Man.
Yeah, those were fun times though. I was broke as hell, but it was fun.
Weren't we all?
Oh, yeah. You gave me $500. I thought I had a bunch of money.
Exactly.
You gave me $500 for a party, and I had to come down here and just be on the mic. I made some decent money, but we broke as hell back then.
Right.
So all right, so you leave school, and then what's your next? What you doing after that?
Well, while I was in school, I went. I wanted some extra money, and I was just looking around at what everybody was doing, and also what everybody wasn't doing. And I was looking at, like, it seemed like every other dorm room, somebody was selling weed, and I was like, man, I don't want to do that.
Hey, I tried it.
How was it?
It was too much, like, people coming and me being paranoid and knocking on the door. It's a dorm room. There's no peephole. You get what I'm saying? You don't know who's knocking. I don't know if there's campus security or whatever. And I did it because a guy I knew in Palaca gave me £1 just to see how it would move at the school, because he was trying to get clientele at the school. And he was like, keep the money. I just want to see if it's working, then we could do something. And I was like, after this, that's it, bro. I'm straight. Matter of fact, I want to give you your money back because I don't want to owe you nothing.
Right.
But he's like, nah, just keep it, man. I appreciate you for just covering this. I was like, no, I want to give you this back. But yeah, I tried it. So you saw everybody doing it.
I saw everybody doing it. I was like, nah, I ain't even try my hand at it. But I noticed, like, the picture, man. It's like, cause you remember the picture booths, like with the background, with the airbrush bed sheet and that.
Bentley on there.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne face.
So I saw the man who was doing that in some of the clubs in Daytona. And I was like, all right, cool. So he can only be at one space at one time. So it's like, I just went up to him. I started asking him questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? How much does this cost? How much does that cost? Like, you know, blah, and that. And I was fortunate enough that he was really gracious with, like, sharing that information. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can get this from XYZ and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? Like, this costs about this much, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, cool. So it's like, he had no problem with me us setting, like, sometimes he had no problem setting up side by side. And then.
Oh, so you went and got a picture booth?
I went and created a picture booth, yeah. And I went and did that, and
So you were setting up in the clubs or little whatever events they had to take the pictures.
It had lights just like these. But I had like the floodlights though. It's like I had the work floodlights though. But yeah, it was one of the things. It was like I was like, shoot, I needed some money, and I was like, okay, cool, man. Let me try my hand at this. And you know, what I'm saying, I bought some film. It was expensive, like them 10 packs of film. It was super expensive at the time. And the first night I set up, I didn't make any money. But the second night, I made $140, and it's like, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing after that. I was like, all right, cool, this is what I do now. You know what I'm saying? But
the picture booth man.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was super cool. It's like I enjoyed it, man. It's like, and then I became known around Cookman for that. Like, all right, cool, yeah. It's like, you know, everybody respected it too. It's like they came, you know what I'm saying? They came and spent money with me. It's like, I made a few $100s every weekend. Yeah. I was like, yeah, sure, I'm with it.
Isn't it crazy how that works? Like, college is its own little world. Right?
It's its own microcosm.
It's its own world within the world, and then within that world, you got a bunch of people that belong to different places, different cities, different states, right? And they travel. If they go someplace and they tell your name could get spread in a place that you never been in, all from this one little small campus.
That's why a lot of like brand new musicians like hit up colleges, campuses,
yeah.
because those kids they are like they all converge on one spot. You play the music and then they take the music back wherever they go. Yeah. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's how it worked for me with the clothes. I just found my niche in doing that. Start making money, how you said, and I was like, this is what I do.
Exactly, man.
I'm about to learn how to do this. I'm changing my major to business management. Show me the ropes, let's get it. You know
I changed my major too. It's like I started out wanting to do physical therapy, but it's like, I said, nah, shoot, let's change the journalism.
Yeah, I started out criminal justice, and then I like,
you was gonna be the police. Okay.
I was gonna be a detective.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna go out here and be a detective. I want to solve the crimes. I want them to call me and be like, hey, this is what happened, and I pull up and I solve it. That's what I thought. But so you got the
nothing wrong with the police though, man. So you know.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. The good ones.
Yeah, man.
But you got the picture booth going at the school. When did the transition go, like, where you started saying, I'm going to transition from the picture booth to, like, using this camera to...
I'm glad you asked. Like, she was like... But nah, I went... It's like, just after a while, it's like I said, it's like people were, like, spending money and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're making a few $100, like, a couple $100 every week. And then, like, back then, like, you know what I'm saying, that's when you had, like, BCR, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. It's like, and you had concert weekends. They had, like, concerts, like, all the time. Concerts.
I look forward to those, bro.
Yeah, concerts. Concerts and BCR, like, I might rake in, like, you know what I'm saying, I might rake in about $1,000 per night. And at the time, like, you know what I'm saying, it's like when the club want to see you over there, you already paying them. I'm already paying them, like, to set up.
Yeah.
But then it's like he starts seeing you make a little extra money over there, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, so you start wanting to take more, more. I'm like, after that, it's like, I'm the type, like, I'm saying this before I say this part, like, I'm the type, if it stopped being fun, I'll stop cold turkey, like, and just be done with it, like, on the spot. And that was one of those times where it's like, I was like, bro, it's like, they just gonna keep right on taking more and more and more of my money, bro. I'm like, cool, bet, fine, shut down shop, like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I'll go do my thing, I'll do something else, like, you know what I'm saying? After that, that's when I was like, yeah, just like, I started noticing, like, that's around 02, 03, I started noticing the digital revolution started kicking in. Like, all the cameras were changing from, like, film to digital. And I kind of caught it a little bit early. I caught it around the time it was transitioning.
Right.
And so, I went and bought me a little. Well, no, I didn't buy it. It was a Christmas gift from one of my teachers. It was a Christmas gift.
The teacher bought you a camera?
Yeah, it was like straight up. It's like,
what you was doing to the teacher, man?
Nah, man. It was actually a male teacher too. It was a little silver box camera, like the HP PhotoSmart camera. I forgot which exact model, but anyway.
It had the little SIM card, memory card in it.
It was like the most rudimentary, basic setup ever. But when I got it, and I went and cause it came with a printer and all that stuff like that, and it's like, and I was like, all right, cool, but you know what I'm saying. So I said, all right, cool. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take pictures with this and print this, print pictures of this and that. It was just like, it wasn't fast enough. It was inefficient. But I say around March. No, I'm lying. I take it back. I took that camera. Super Bowl weekend was coming up here. Super Bowl weekend was coming up, and I said, you know what I'm saying. There was a promoter that did a car show that weekend, and I, you know what I'm saying, I asked him, like, you know what I'm saying, could I take pictures at the car show? And he said, yeah, it's gonna be $250. I said,
he was charging you $250.
He charged me $250 to come take pictures.
Okay. So
after everything, we came. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll give you $250. Gave him $250. Came and set up. It was outside. It was windy. It was like, you know, so it was just Like, you know what I'm saying? Just it's like, and my, you know what I'm saying, whatever, I had to anchor it down with whatever I found, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so out there, I paid $250, you know what I'm saying? It's like the car show, it was okay. It's like, it did eye on the inside, but like, everybody pretty much had their cars on the outside of the fence. I didn't make a single dollar that day. Not one red cent.
But you invested the $250.
But he got the $250. So it's like, I was like, I mean, it's like that charge to the game. You know what I'm saying? That happens. After that, I went home and I was like and Super Bowl was on. But while Super Bowl was on, I was flipping through album cover, Beanie Siegel album cover to be exact. Went and I was like, and I was reading the credits, and I was reading like, you know, who the photographer was and this and that. And then it's like, I was like, and it's just like, I don't know, just like, it wasn't like that, but it's like, it just hit me like, this is what I want to do. I want to shoot album covers for artists. And it just hit me like, it's like, and that became the goal, like, just like instantly, and it never turned off. And so after that, that's when the true transition happened, like to start the journey to find out how I can get there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
To shooting those album covers.
Right. And so I started looking into music industry stuff and, you know, music industry figures and that were accessible. And the name that kept popping up was Julia Beverly. Like, I could not get away from that name.
How did that transpire? Because for people who don't know, or maybe living underneath a rock,
right,
that was huge at that time, bro. The publication,
I didn't
media
realize
outlets,
at that time.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Like, huge. You know what I'm saying? And to be in Ozone, like now, everybody, you know, they take their pictures, they put them on Instagram, this, that, and third. But you wasn't doing nothing if you wasn't in that Ozone magazine.
Nah, shoot, man. It's like back then, like Ozone, the magazine, the physical magazine, and OzoneMag.com were like, that was the Instagram.
Yep,
that's where you got your pictures. Yep. That's what the comment sections in those galleries was like.
It was crazy.
Christ, yeah. It's like, man, it's a lot of love and hip hop happening in them comments,
everything.
Man.
So how did you, like, okay, so you have the transition where, you set up for the car show, you pay the $250, you don't make nothing.
Make zero, total loss.
But you take that on the chin, and now you at the crib, and you could be out partying with everybody, doing whatever, but you in the crib really just chilling, watching the game, but in the midst of it, still studying, doing some research in the sort. And you come across an album, that album makes you say, man, I want to do this and take photos for artists and do album covers. And then you research and then you come across Julia Beverly. How did you approach her? Like, how did that relationship even come apart?
It was the simplest thing ever. It was like, I don't know how, I got wind of TJ's DJ's conference. And while I was there, it's like, you know, I saw people with the Ozone magazines in their hands, this and that. But then I saw Julia. Well, I didn't know her at the time, but I knew her face from you know, just kept seeing her from like, you know, internet research. And she had like a stack of Ozones in her hand, and I was like, and I just went up to her like, just like anybody else, like I was like, yo, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm a photographer, blah, and that, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see about getting some of the work in the magazine. And she gave me the same line she gave everybody else. Yeah, just, you know, that's cool. Send me some of your stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that was, matter of fact, that was February 6th. I think it's February 6th, 2005, I want to say. No, was it? No. It was February something, 2005. Anyway, so I saw her, and from that day, I went to, like, I think I covered, like, every event possible. I was talking about, like, everything. I was talking about every, like, from the biggest concert to the hoodest event. I went everywhere and just took pictures of people. Anybody that would take pictures.
Right.
And then I was just flood her email with pictures every day.
Were these pictures
event.
of just them, or were they holding a magazine, or?
No, these were just people, because I didn't have any of the magazines at the time, other than the one I had. But yeah, I was just taking pictures of people, like, or people that might have been sort of known, And I just send her. I just flood her email with pictures like every day, every other day.
So what was her response then after getting all these pictures? She said
she didn't respond. She didn't respond for a while. But
hold on. So you meet her, and you see her with the magazines. You ask her, can you send some pictures? She hit you with the regular response, the automatic response.
The automated response, yeah.
Send me some pictures, you know what I'm saying? And you send the pictures for how long? Like lengthwise, months?
I sent pictures for about 2 months before I got any correspondence.
So we looking at 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days. Just send it like, and I'm talking about this is like every 2-3 days I'm sending pictures.
And no response.
No response.
At any point in time did you be like, man, bump this, I'm gonna send no more damn pictures?
Well, it reached that point right before I got the correspondence. It reached that point right. I'm talking about like right. I was right. I was like, screw it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like then. It didn't even she didn't even tell me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like a picture. I just saw a picture of Doom and Bodie in the magazine, and it had my name on the credit. I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. Alright, cool, man. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
And then
that's what's up.
But it didn't go unnoticed though. I'll say that. It didn't go unnoticed because I guess she didn't respond, but it's like, but she saw like the hunger, and she went and. What she do? I saw her again in Miami, like Memorial Weekend, and then I saw her. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. It wasn't 2005. It was 2006. That's when it was.
Saw her at TJ's.
That's when I saw her at TJ. February 2006. Yeah. Then Memorial Weekend 2006, I saw her in Miami, and that's when it was like. And she's like, I saw her at a party because I saw her at a party that it was pretty. Like invite only party, and then we were like, yeah, it's like she was like, yo, you want to get down with Ozone? I said, yeah. It was like, then after that, I was like, immediately after he said that, we walked down the street to another party and saw some moderate celebrities at the time, you know what I mean? But it's like, but to me, it was like, oh my god, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah, that's what.
And you started your journey then. So that was February 06 that you met her the first time.
And then it was like late May 06, May 25th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so we talking about, what, 3 months?
About 3 months, yeah.
3 months later, you go down there again. What was your purpose of going to Miami? Just to go for it? Or you going to take pictures?
I was going to take pictures, and I wanted to get some photos in Ozone Magazine.
So you was going, your objective was to go down there, take pictures so you could send to her the new pictures, but you end up seeing her.
We end up bumping into each other.
That's crazy. Alright, so y'all bump into each other, then she say, hey, you want to work for Ozone Magazine? And you like, hey, yeah, let's do it.
Because she saw the perseverance, but then it's like, after that, that's when I started getting assigned and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So she was sending you.
Just when she started like saying like, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when it was like, that's when it got real. It's like, because my first assignment was Come Together Day here. And it's like, that's when you meet, that's when I met Malik.
Right.
Malik Abdul.
Shout out to Malik.
Yeah, shout out to Malik.
Malik had a little office in Atlanta too with Ozone. One time I pulled up.
That was the Ozone office, yeah.
Yeah.
On the North Side Drive, yeah.
I pulled up on him one time.
So we went and from there it's like, that's when I met Malik, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like he kind of, I mean, I don't know if he meant to, but it's like, but he kind of took on like a mentor role for me. It's like where Julia was like, really like handling like the Jeezys and the Waynes and stuff like that. Me and Malik were like, we were out there like, with like the up and coming artists and the mid-level artists and stuff like that.
I got you. So, at the time, what was that? What are you looking at, about 07?
It's like, well, from May 06 to August 2010. That's
who was hot in 06?
06?
Mediocre, but still, you know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
I think there's a lot of people that.
Well, that was the start of a few people. I say that. 06, like, that's when Ross came out. That's when Ace Hood came out. Yeah. That's when like Briscoe was like heating up because he had just made that song. Flow Rider had just come out. Pitbull was just getting started, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, Wayne and Tip and Jeezy had already been out, but it's like, Ross was still like, he was still going to like TJ's, DJs, and like, you know what I'm saying? He was still like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So,
like, was your job to get pictures of just the regular people, or was it the celebrities too?
Primarily celebrities, but it's like, but I always made sure I got a lot of people in there. It's like, cause like not every heavy hitter is a celebrity,
right?
And I went, so I like, it's like that's some heavy hitters that like that people don't even that walk by. They walk by in the club all the time.
I don't know, yeah.
And I made sure I got those people in shots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You just like, you learn about everybody. I mean, I learned about everybody.
That was my next question, because hell, you used to take pictures of me. You'd be like, hey,
right.
like, oh, me? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But how did you, did you have to do research on people? Because to my knowledge, Ozone, you know, of course, started in Orlando. So headquarters was there. I don't know when they set it up.
It was 2007 when they moved to Atlanta.
So, and you not being from Orlando, but I guess being close due to the Daytona being in Bethune. How did you get to know like who's the who in Orlando?
Well, like I said, when you got like BCR and stuff like that, you kind of run into people like you run into like some of the mainstays, like you know what I'm saying. But I didn't necessarily research anybody, but it's like my main thing was, and this is my secret, it's like I just made relationships with all the DJs. Like DJs is like, it's like, bro, DJs are like gatekeepers, bro. It's like they like the, like, it's like it's in the music business, bro. It's like, especially back then, everything went through DJs, bro. It's like you cannot. It's like if DJs knew everybody, bro. Everybody wanted their music played. Everybody wanted, you know, to get shouted out. Everybody wanted this, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like
and they go to the DJ.
DJs, bro. It's like, shoot, cause think about it. DJs are in front of hundreds of people every night. And if you get inside like, yo, shout out Terrence Tyson, yo, shout out Ozone, yo, shout out that, it's like that it can only help you. So it's like, so yeah, make relationships with DJs.
Ooh, he gave y'all a bar now. As a photographer, you know, do you think that can still work in present day?
Yes.
Okay. Why is that?
Because, well, pandemic notwithstanding,
but
it's like
minus pandemic.
Minus the pandemic, it's like, shoot, those DJs, they still in front of those crowds. They still, like, I mean, people will go to specific clubs just to hear DJs play. Like, shoot, DJ Swag.
Yeah,
man, please, man. It's like, man, Swag is
crowd
like,
pleaser.
It's like, the crowd pleaser. Back then, it's like, it didn't get bigger than Q45.
Yeah,
like, Q45 was like there was
enormous.
There was no more skilled than Q45.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you doing the photos now? You working with Ozone? Like, when did it become a thing where you were called to shoot for specific celebrities?
What do you mean?
Like, did you ever have where she said, hey, or did you get calls from different people like, hey, we need to shoot for such and such, or this video shoot is going on, we need coverage?
It's like that's when all those assignments usually came from Julia herself. Cause like, well, if she couldn't make it or she didn't feel like doing it, she was sending me, like, she would Cause
I know one time I was in Orlando and when Plies and T-Pain had a video shoot, and
I wasn't there, but it's like I think Malik was there.
Yeah, Malik was there.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, like, and she sends you to these certain assignments, like.
She sent me to Plies' first video shoot. His very, very, very first photo shoot ever. Got him hating.
Yeah.
It's like she sent me to that one. That's when I met Plies and built that relationship.
Right. Yeah. So when you building a relationship with these people and this your first time meeting them, you done decided, you know, this is what I'm doing. Julia done put the stamp behind you. Like, when you first meet them, in your head, are you like, oh snap, this is such and such? Like,
I mean, sort of back then, yeah. It's like back then it was like that, but well, in that specific case, I say, when I met him, it was like, I mean, like he's a cool guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I mean, he was just like, he was just like a humble dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, he had like, I mean, when I met him, but it's like I met him. When I met him, I just so happened Tony Neal was there, and Tony Neal, that's my guy. Like, so it's like, so Tony Neal, he's kind of co-signed for me in a sense. So that kind of helped develop, you know, what I'm saying, the trust a little bit faster. So after that, it's like that night I met, you know, that's when I met like Plies and, you know, Sugar D and you know, rest in peace to Mike Bailey. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, that's I met all of them. Like, you know, it's like, and like from that point forward, it was just like, shoot, it seemed like out of all the artists in that era, he was the one that I had the seemingly unrestricted access to, and he was like the hottest thing on the planet at the time.
Let me ask you, I know this ain't got nothing to do with your story, but in meeting Plies, because I had a chance to meet him through Decap when he was doing graphics for him and all this other stuff. It was two different. It was you had Plies like the character, like talking how he talked, and you had Al Jarrad and he talked totally different. Did you ever encounter that?
Nah, it just seemed like, I mean, it's like, I mean, he just.
I just ask it because
I seem to get like whenever I spoke to him, whenever I kind of interacted with him, or I kind of ran into him, it was kind of like the Plies you see on Instagram. On Instagram, yeah. It's like, you know.
And when we talked to him, because I guess it was business or it had stuff to do with his graphics and the flyers and the covers and stuff like that, the mixtape covers. Like, to hear him to speak, I was like, that's Plies. And he's like, no, I would like to have the picture over here and the words down here. And I was like, that can't be the same guy. Until I bumped into him, I was like, it's the same person. I guess he know how to turn it on, turn it off. But that ain't got nothing to do with that. I just wanted to ask if that.
Nah, it's like that was like a big thing though. It's like, because especially, yeah, that was a big thing back in the day. Yeah.
All right, so
everybody talked about that too.
Because I always like, this guy, he turned it on and turned it off. It's like two totally different people. All right, so you shooting all for these people, you getting this stuff. Like, how long did the Ozone era like go for you?
For me personally, May 2006 to August 2010.
So 2010. Hey, if you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification button so you can get all the alerts when we drop the videos. Each and every week, we'll have a new guest on here talking about entrepreneurship, business, and everything in between. So make sure you stay tuned from A to Z. We're going to let you get back to it. Subscribe, like, share.
All right. Give or take. Like, it's like, cause like it kind of like, the plane started landing like earlier than that though.
Right, I got you. So how did you transition into like Ozone? But you build up a relationship with these people already through Ozone. But Ozone's not there to back you no more, and now it's just Terrence Tyson.
Well, that's, you know, that thing I just said about DJs. It's like those relationships. I guess inadvertently I nurtured those relationships more than I thought I did, and those relationships really kicked in. Like, it's like after the fact, because like, I mean, the music industry is like, it's one of those things where it's like it'll like sooner or later it'll reveal itself to you.
Right.
And it revealed itself to me not long after Ozone went down, because like I was, you know, when I tried to hit up a lot of those contacts and they realized Ozone was no longer in the picture, that's when it was like, that's when you start getting like let me get you right back, like, you know what I'm saying? Let me, you know what I'm saying?
Acting funny with
it's
you.
Like, it's like not even funny, like they just like kind of like more or less just like, okay, cool, but you know, Ozone no more, I don't need him no more. What can he do for me for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
what did that make you do though, as an individual?
That's when I like, because I watch a lot of interviews, and it's like, and I was watching an interview with T.I. one time, and he said that after his deal, after his first deal like fell through, he got released. He was like, all right, cool, bet. Them people up in the corporate offices ain't gonna listen to me. I'm gonna take it to the streets. I'm gonna take it to the people. So those, you know what I'm saying, all those people that you mentioned, like, you know what I'm saying, like the regular people, it's like, shoot, I started taking pictures of everybody. And I started, because I created TerrenceTyson.com before the end of Ozone.
I was gonna get to that because I noticed the layout is like how Ozone was.
Yeah.
As far as like how you put your content out and stuff like that. Did you get that from?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's like I mean, but Julia wasn't shy. Like she wasn't shy about showing you like how to do this or how to do that. Like it's like so yeah. It's like so like everything that I have done thus far. Not everything, but like as far as the photo galleries, I say. That's like that's
well,
straight,
that's what I mean.
That's straight
from
from
the photo
that's straight Ozone Magazine like training.
That's what's up, man. So you took it to the streets after realizing, hey, the music industry.
Oh no, they had no more use for me. So it's like, but after, like I said, along with the voice of the DJs and the people, like pushing the photos and all such stuff like that. Like it's like that's when it's like. That's some of those. That's when those people start calling back, like, hey, can you what I'm saying?
So how did you?
So it had to come full circle.
How did you respond to that?
I just add a little tax to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, so it wasn't like I wasn't like bitter or nothing like that. I mean, I kind of was. I'm lying.
Yeah.
I was kind of bitter, but at the same time, it's like I wasn't like not to the point where it's like. Oh shoot, forget them. I ain't shoot. Y'all ain't need me shoot. I don't need y'all. No, it's like shoot, man. It's like
I got you, but it's a little extra this
right,
time.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all right, cool,
man.
Extra sauce. Like, that's you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's all part of it though. It's like that's what I came to realize. It's all a part of it.
So in doing that and realizing it's all a part of it, you start growing your own brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you start getting calls to shoot for the president? Or former President Barack Obama.
Well, not all of those relationships I had were like turning their back on me. I'll say that. Like when I was during the Ozone period, when I was like I would go and shoot like BET events, a lot of stuff like that. And BET, well back then it's like they still got some cool people there now, but it's like back then it was like you had like the Latinas, the Marcy's, people like that. It's like they really looked out for me before, during and after Ozone. I'll say that. It's like, so it was Super Bowl weekend in Miami, I think. The Super Bowl weekend in Miami. And shout out to Latina Townsend. She hit me up and said, yo, we doing this is around the time when the earthquake in Haiti hit.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember. Yeah.
And they had like the relief concert. They had a relief concert at AAA Arena in Miami. And she called me and said, "Yo, I got a pass for you to go shoot the SOS relief concert." Yeah, that's and that. I said, "Cool." So I go there and I do that, and that's when it's like. So I'm like, I mean, they tried to put me like way off in the back, but it's like, I was like, come on, man, let's just. It's like that's when that little bit of crazy kick in. Like you gotta be like, all right, cool. It's just like try them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went down front to the front of the stage area, and then that's when you see like the Justin Biebers and the Queen Latifahs and the Ludacris, and but then, like to my surprise, Bill Clinton walked out. And I said, oh, okay. So like, it was like, I mean, about as far as me and the cameraman right now. And so I'm like, so I just started taking pictures, and after that, everything was everything. Like, it wasn't no problem. Then, now I guess I think it's before that though. That's when Obama was Obama was here and he was campaigning. He was Senator Obama then. Yeah. And that's when it's like I didn't.
Did you get a call for that? Or
no, it's like I didn't have any credentials or anything.
So
you
like, just pulled up, camera ready.
But somehow, some way, I was able to slip through Secret Service, like you know what I'm saying, like so, and got in and got the shots I needed. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
All right. So after slithering in, get those pictures with Obama, like what did that do for you, for your brand?
It helped a little bit. It's like nothing crazy, nothing dramatic though. It's like I mean. Like the biggest things, like it's like none of this stuff really, like none of the like There were really no dramatic moves. Like it's like quantum leaps, as you say. Like there's nothing like really like that. It's like it's all like it's always been like steady, like just steady growth. You know what I mean?
So there's two different worlds that I see like you were in, especially with the hip hop, being able to shoot former presidents. But how did you land the ability to shoot NASCAR?
Oh, that's I actually owe that to Q45.
Shout out to Q.
Yeah, shout out to Q45. So we went to he was covering ironically, he was covering a BET event in Daytona Beach because BET and NASCAR got together and did a show called Changing Lanes, and that's when they introduced like Bubba Wallace and like a few other racers and stuff like that. And so from there is like I like some of the people there that organized the event. I just made contacts with them, network, yada yada yada, this and that. I made sure they got the photos the next day. Then I got a call not too long after that and said, hey, we're doing NASCAR. We're saying like because that TV show is part of the Diversity Affairs program, and so not in a sense. They called me up to, help out with diversity affairs. You know what I'm saying? Just on literally just optics, you know what I mean?
Just help out, yeah.
And after that, we did that, and it's like they called me to do a diversity luncheon. Like, diversity luncheon and the Daytona 500. And, like, that's when, I actually posted a picture about that check that was that first check they gave me.
What was that check?
It was a check. It was $500.
Okay.
But it was it was a check with NASCAR made out to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, it's like it couldn't Jesus Christ, like they didn't even. It's like because I was so scared when they asked me how much would I charge them. I was so scared to say like a big number.
Why though?
I was just like I didn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like I was scared, bro. I was terrified
to say something too big and then they
be like, we'll hit you back, you know what I'm saying? But I said the number, they didn't even reply, you know what I'm saying? They didn't even send a reply email.
What, your number was 500?
Yeah, I just said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can do it for 500. And they didn't even reply. I showed up to the thing. They just handed me the check like as soon as I got there.
Wow.
And I said,
check ready.
I said, Jesus Christ, man.
Check ready. All you had to do is go.
All I had to do is shoot. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, the luncheon might have lasted about an hour and a half. And then after that was that.
So you done shot for some everybody, bro. You done had your picture. Your pictures to this day are still. I see that tag Terrence Tyson on there. What made you put it like? And I notice it too, man, because I study a lot on people and how they move and stuff like that. But I notice like how you have it on there to where it's not overly big. It's not, oh man, what's going on with these phones? It's not overly big.
It's not like a dope dealer, man. Shoot.
It's not all over the place, but you see it. And you know that's Terrence Tyson.
Right.
What made you do that?
Well, I had to kind of figure out like the watermark thing, like because at first I wasn't doing it. I was just like, oh, they'll know where they got the picture from.
Yeah.
But then I started putting it on the borders of the photo where it's like you would see the website, but then people started getting crafty and started like
cropping it out
a little bit.
That's why I asked because the way you have it is like. Yeah, if you crop this, you cropping everything.
Right, you just like, because I wanted people to enjoy their photo,
right.
But I still wanted to promote myself at the same time. And then, so people start like edging up and cropping out that little part, so I was like, okay. So it's like, so I was like, all right, cool, so let me just, slap right in the middle like ATL pigs, like, you know what I'm saying? But then I said, I don't want to be too overt like that. So it's like, so let me do that. Let me do a watermark that promotes me, but it's like, it's just a little bit like, it's like, it's still like, it's blurred. It's like blurred enough to let you like, not blurred.
You see it.
Yeah, you still see it, but you can still enjoy your picture to the fullest though. Yeah.
that's what I liked about it. It wasn't like you said with ATL. It wasn't like smack dab in the middle,
right?
And then you can't see yourself.
And that's my guy too. It's like shout out to Prince, man.
And you can't see or what you had on or whatever, but it's still there to know that Terrence Tyson took that pic.
Yeah.
Did that like help get you more gigs and stuff like that? Or?
It definitely did. It's like the watermark is like it's a very effective tool. It's like, but what I learned is it's like you should like it's really one of those things where it's like you need to like have like you have to point people in a direction. You can't like just like say like Terrence Tyson. Okay, it's like but you know what I'm saying, it's like. But it's like, but if you put like .com on the end or at Terrence Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like people are like, no, like, okay, cool. If it's social media at Terrence Tyson, take you right up.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Just gave y'all another bar. how to watermark your pictures and how to lead and guide them to a direction.
Always gotta leave breadcrumbs, man.
That's dope. Okay, so TerrenceTyson.com, like, how's everything going now with it?
Everything's smooth. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
because the reason why I'm asking, even in this world, like how stuff is now, because I feel like the cameraman lost their job. The ones that were in the club with the picture, when at that point in time when you had the picture booth, you still see them here and there, but people take their pictures so much themselves with the camera phones and stuff. It's kind of like they took the cameraman out the picture. Is that something that you still come in contact with, or are people still excited to jump in front of that camera when you pop the camera?
People I don't know if it's a me thing personally, but it's like, but people every time like I interact with people like you either got they really excited or they like hey man, I ain't supposed to be in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
don't take my picture.
So like,
it's gonna be everywhere.
But you gotta, and it's like, and that's something is like that people need, like other photographers need to understand. It's like she was like, man, everybody who's in the club, it's like they don't like. Maybe they don't want a photo that night. You know what I'm saying?
How do you decipher like who to take a picture of?
You ask them. Like, you just ask them. It's like that's the easiest way. Like that's where it's like you cut out all the guessing work. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just like, you know what I'm saying? You ask them, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, may I take your picture? And it's like, and I'm of the mind that it's like, I'm not even of the mind. It's like the way I operate. I'm like, all right, cool, but if it's 5 people, I'm like, if it's a group of 5, and one person don't want to take a picture. One person's like, no, I don't want to take no picture. No. And unless if that person doesn't move out of the picture, I won't take the picture. Like and that's only because like it's like you just don't want like cause like.
So one person is in the group and they're like, nah, I'm straight.
And I'll look at all the rest of them like, hey, what y'all want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? And then it's like after that, but I also let you know who's like kind of like the leader of that group. But it's like, but I'm saying it's like, but if it's like, yeah, if the girl, if whoever doesn't want to take a photo, they would not be seen that night.
So do people ever come to you and be like, hey, nah, bro, you take that down?
All the time. It's like.
Or I know your number one request is send me that.
Yeah, it's like, but that, it used to get on my nerves, but at the same time, it's like, it's just, you know, people just want their stuff. So it's like, I'll just, like, I'll direct them to the website or direct them. I'll say, no, look on my Instagram, like this and that. And then they'll look on my Instagram, and then they may follow from there. Like,
I know one time you took a picture of me, well, it was me, Nod, and Chris. We was at club. I forgot what the event was going on, but it was at Mascara's. But you took the picture and you sent it to me right then and there.
Yeah, it's like, but that's just the camera technology. It's like, cause the camera, like, cause most, like,
you took the picture. Yeah. I turned around and grabbed a drink. My phone. I'm like, damn. I look up. You still standing there. I got the picture right here.
9 out of 10 cameras now. Well, almost 10 out of 10 cameras now all have like Wi-Fi on them.
Right.
Where it's like they have like local Wi-Fi where they can connect to a phone, and then you can send the photos like you can transfer the photos just like that.
Is that something that you do on the regular, or if it's just somebody you know of, or if they ask?
I mean, it's like.
And then in sending the picture, are you still uploading that on the site too?
Well, 9 times out of 10, if I send them the picture, I probably won't upload it.
I got you.
But I don't know, man. It's like because the club and events move so fast. It's like I gotta really have like time to send that photo. It's like 'cause I don't send a whole lot of photos. Like I might send one or two, but it's like but I don't send a lot of them.
Is there a limit? And we're gonna wrap up in a minute, but
That's cool,
I just got questions out, and I want to get this out so people can understand. I'm sure somebody who wants to get into this film, but is there a limit on like how many photos you take in the club, in the event, and upload? Because let's say you got an event and there's 500 people, you're not taking a picture of everybody in there. It's certain select people, and
it's usually
how
like,
you determine that?
It's like I just like usually like this is my method. Like
another joke. Better pay
this is my
attention.
method. It's like I always take a picture or two of people. Like it's like if people like if I take the picture, show it to them, and people be like, "Can we take another one?" Be like, "Cool, take another one." And they be like, "I like that one." Then because usually people stop taking pictures after they get it right. So it's usually like the easiest way is like usually like the last picture of whichever set of photos. It's like if it's like these girls like took like 3 photos. Alright, cool. It's usually the third
The
photo.
last one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like so because like they picked that and said, oh yeah, I like that.
So is it a tough job in uploading all that stuff?
Not really. No, like Photoshop is a great tool that Julia taught me how to use. Like,
so you using Photoshop to watermark your stuff, and then from Photoshop uploading it to
my website.
The website.
Yeah.
But you don't aren't you saving them individually?
Well, I save like part of my workflow is I save like the large file, the original file.
Right.
I save those on my hard drive. And then the selections I'll copy those and like paste them and put them in a temporary folder and then delete them after that. But it's like that same photo that's uploaded, there's an original copy of that. Like that's still unmarked, still all of that.
So if somebody wanted the original with no TerrenceTyson.com on it, do you offer that? Do you?
I'll give it to people like 'cause like I get those a lot.
Do
like
you charge them? That's what I'm saying. Like I give you
well,
this, but
depends on the circumstance. Like it's like if it's just like I just need all those pictures for like my Instagram or something like that. Oh yeah, I might ask for a little something. If it's something like to promote a business, I might ask for something. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, when people hit me up and ask me about that stuff, it's like because like I've taken a picture of somebody who's recently died.
And it's like, yeah, and I get need that picture for it.
And it's like, and here in Jacksonville, I get that more than I should.
Every day, I'm sure.
Not every day, but it's like.
It seems like every day somebody you done took the picture.
Yeah, it's like, and some people it's like if I knew the person who got killed, they wouldn't even have to ask. I'll just
send it to
find the person who I knew was close to him, and I'll send it to them. Let's send it put like I'll just see like okay cool what photos did I take of that person, and then I'll compile them and then put them in a file and just send it to them. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. That's dope. So what's the plans for Terrence Tyson? Let's next 2 years. What you got in store?
2 years, man. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, man. Shoot, I'm playing like but right now
because you stay innovative, bro. Like what you doing now, and before we get to that, I want to talk about what you're doing right now. And I hate to date the videos we doing, but I just gotta date it.
It is what it is.
But for Black History Month, you're reaching out to different Black business owners and giving them just a spotlight.
Right.
It's not much, but it's just showing the picture, who they are, name of the business, contact,
Yeah.
What made you think of that?
Well, it's like people. The original idea came from because I met somebody recently, and I met him while I was taking pictures of him, and then it's like, and they said, what's your name? I said, I'm Terrence Tyson. They said, oh, you Terrence Tyson? Oh, I've been seeing your work for years, and it's like I just never knew what you look like. This and that. I said, oh, okay, cool, man. And then I was like, I wonder how many other Black business owners go through that.
Never know.
So I said, it's like, and I said, okay, cool, man. Let me just, and it's just like,
came to you.
This came to me, yeah. Also, I watched a film recently that kind of push for me, like just kind of push me to do it. Called One Night in Miami. Have you seen it?
I ain't seen it yet. That's what the Muhammad Ali and yeah, I ain't seen it. It's
Muhammad
good.
Ali, Sam Cooke, Malcolm X, and
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Yeah.
That movie is powerful, bro.
I ain't seen it.
But I was like, I was on a getaway and I watched that movie and then on that coupled with the person not knowing what I look like but knowing the work, that's when I was like, okay, cool, let me do that. You know what I'm saying? So and then after that, I just started reaching out to certain people, and it came to you know what I'm saying, it turned out a little bit better than I expected.
It's crazy that you say that, because I noticed now that you say that, I'm thinking you never really branded yourself. It was more so just the name, like
right,
physical wise, and people didn't know, unless they bump into you, you know what I'm saying, and saw you working or whatever. But yeah, it was just the name.
Right.
Was that something you thought of, or you was just doing it as you go?
Well, I was never really big on like spotlighting myself.
Yeah,
like
that's
I was
me.
never.
Like I hate all the extra attention.
Cause I'm really like I'm really shy, and it's like and it was just like it just wasn't like. But even coming from like back in Ozone days, like just always appear professional. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to get pictures with like artists and this and that you're gonna be around, and yada 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 this and that. But it's like, and well, I didn't like. That's just kind of like why
I think they respect you more too when you're doing that. Like, I've always noticed that if I'm around celebrities or something, and I don't like taking pictures with no celebrities because I don't get nothing out of it. It's just a picture. So
it's just like it's just not very like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not very like it's just. They just never did it for me, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Not knocking anybody who
I'm not
does
knocking it. I feel you. I'm the same way. It's like, and the only way I will, if I have a picture, is we cool or something. You know me now or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Take a picture or whatever, and that's it. But you done been around several of them. I done been around several of them. I could care less about the picture.
Right.
I'm really trying to get my brand out to you somehow, some way. Or maybe I could infiltrate by getting it to the people that's around you and then eventually get to you. Just really trying to get that out.
Yeah, and it's like, but over time though, it's like, I mean, it's like sometimes it's cool to do it, but not like I wouldn't go searching for it. If the opportunity presents itself and they want to do it, then I might do it. But other than that, it's like, but I've always wanted to be like super low key. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've always found more power in. Not more power, but I've always found it to be more appealing to me to be a king maker rather than a king. You know, it's like
that's a bar. King maker instead of a king. That's what's up. All right, so let's get back to this 2 years.
Right.
Do you know within a year where you trying to take the brand?
Well, I mean, honestly, keeping it real, it's like the direction of the business is like. It's just expansion. That's all. It's like, I mean, just because I feel myself over the years. I've retracted a bit. Like I went from expanded out to like Jacksonville being like the center, and then I kind of expanded out to Miami and Atlanta. And then over the years, I kind of feel like I've contracted and kind of concentrated on Jacksonville. Now I feel like it's time to like
go back out.
Expand back out. Yeah.
I got you. So that's what you're looking to do in the future is get back out there, touch the scene a little bit more.
Right, because like the people I came up with, right, like the people I came up with, and this is something that like the young people should really keep in mind.
Keep in mind.
the people I came up with, we all started at a certain level, but over the years, people progress. Some progress faster, some progress further, some whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everybody progresses one way or another. So now it's like those same people who were like just, you know, like regular DJs now. It's like, you know what I'm saying? They're like in executive positions now. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you know what I'm saying? They're in super power positions, or whether they didn't make it as an artist, but they, you know what I'm saying? They got with somebody and they made it as an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like everybody like. Everybody has platforms now. Everybody has like there's so much bigger than what they were. So it's like that's where it's like and those contacts still being good. it's like, yeah, just like, you know, time to just push the button on a few of those contacts. You know?
But you know what? That's another thing with me too. I have resources and contacts, but I hate asking somebody for anything.
Right.
That's something I'm still working on, bro.
Right.
Like to this day, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to. I never feel like I want to like what they say, like overstay your welcome or stuff. Like I don't want to feel like I'm, because I know you and we cool and because you have a status, I don't want you to think I'm using you for that.
It's all no, but it's all in like, and from what I understand, it's all about it's all about like just like who bet. Don't feel like you're mooching off of them. It's like, shoot, you're adding value to whatever you're proposing to them. It's gonna add, like, hopefully it's gonna add value to what they're doing.
That's my thing, and I just had this conversation with a friend of mine. Is I don't want to be in any room that I don't feel like I add value to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's how you progress, is by adding value to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if you can't be used, you're useless. So
right.
I be feeling like that, but it's something that hump I'm getting over to be like,
man, get over that, man.
Shoot, man. Use the resources and all that.
Get over that,
stuff,
man. Get over that.
But yeah, this was dope, bro. I learned a lot sitting here talking with you. I didn't even know you had a picture booth in college.
Man, shoot,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the way of life for a couple years.
That's what's up, man. What would you tell an aspiring photographer trying to make the name that you've made for yourself over these years, putting in all the work that you put in? Like, what would you tell somebody, give advice, just anybody who's trying to get into the industry?
Like, find your North Star. What's the thing that's like, what's the goal? Like I said, like, album covers was my goal. And it's like, and I had to go through a lot to get to that point. I didn't necessarily reach that point, but mine was like more like shoot for the moon, reach, like still be amongst the stars. Yeah, that's kind of like how I turned out. But it's like, I would say pick a goal, pick a high goal, go for that. Like, go for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like a wise man once told me, don't quit. Never. It's like, you might say, man, I'm gonna quit like 1,000, because I know I've said fuck this shit. Like, can we go?
Yeah, but you said I done said that too before. Okay. Like, man, you know what?
Like I've said fuck that like at least 1,000 times. I mean, that's no exaggeration. Like, at least 1,000 times I said, forget this. I'm not doing this no more. I'm done. And as soon as I say that, the next step presents itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm like, so just don't quit. Just, like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what happens, just do not quit. It's like, because that's how you, like, you'll sell yourself short if you do that.
Hey, man, as you can see, I got my player partner here, Terrence Tyson. I mean, one of the biggest photographers in the game, dopest in the city, even outside of the city. Nah, man, you respect it, bro. Like, for real. And I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Because your spirit is, and I'm one that I like, you know, I go off people's spirit. But every time I see you, it's always the same. It's always like, hey, what's up, man? No matter how long it's been, because I don't get to see you a lot. But whenever we do bump into each other, it's never just like, oh, what's up, bro? It's always like, hey, man, how you been? How's everything going? It's like you ask actual questions that will make me say more than just, oh, what's up?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, what up? Like,
yeah.
Nah,
and like, talk to a person. But I've seen you do that to several people while working. Still doing your work, still capturing the pictures, and still doing your thing, man. So I just salute you just for the grind that you put in. And then for you even taking time out to sit with me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Taking time to sit out with me, man. So I want y'all to definitely check out my boy. Well, if you've already probably got shot by Terrence Tyson. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't,
in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, not like that. We're not shooting like that, but with the camera. And if you haven't, you probably sleeping underneath the rock. You gotta get out here. You know what I mean? But is there any shout outs you want to give? Anybody want to?
I mean, shoot, I didn't really mention his main whole thing, but shout out to Bigger Rankin, man. He was a big part of my come up, man. It wouldn't be right if I didn't say Bigger Rankin.
I feel you. Bigger and Ivory and Point Blank, all of them help meet on the same thing. Bigger would let me, when they was at Cartouche, you know, that little side door where the artists come in at. Yeah, that was they would let me know when the artists would come. I would bring shirts for them, bring shirts for Bigger, Sabavelli, everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody get a shirt, because I got to bring 10 shirts just to get it to this one guy.
Right,
you know what I mean? So I got to go over here and feed everybody else, and I'm trying to get this one shirt to Young Jock or Plies or whoever they brought at the time, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Bigger, so shout out to Bigger Rankin, man. I love to sit down with Bigger one day and talk. But yeah, man, it's a pleasure having you, dog. I really appreciate it, bro. My dog. For sure, man. So make sure y'all check out the podcast, man. Subscribe, please. If you get a chance, just subscribe. Click the icon, the bell, so you get the notifications. Yeah, it's up there. So all you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. This will allow you to see the videos as soon as they drop, catch this content as soon as it drop. I told you I'm sitting with all the entrepreneurs. We giving game. He gave y'all some game. He told you, find your North Star, man, and shoot for it. Shoot for the moon.
And don't quit until you get there. Don't stop till you get there.
On that note, we up out of here, man. From A to Z with WB, I got my boy Terrence Tyson.